guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie. I am a money coach and I love sharing tips on how to save money, get control of your finances so that you can change your life. And today I want to talk to you about how to save money even when you're living paycheck to paycheck. And I know that that sounds difficult, and I've been there. I was living paycheck to paycheck for so long, and I'm hoping that these 6 tips will help you the way that they help me find money so that I can start accumulating a small savings. Because when you're living paycheck to paycheck, it is so important to not only get by, but also be able to handle even a small emergency. And I'm really hopeful that these 6 tips can really help you find that money that you need. So let's get started. My first tip is to look at your bank and credit card statements. Now, I'm not telling you to look at a whole year's worth of statements or even a few months. Look at the last month of statements for both your bank and credit cards. What you're looking for are charges that you didn't even realize that you made, because it's human nature, especially when you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's such a constricting place to be financially. And sometimes we'll put a charge on your debit card or credit card and you'll think to yourself, it's just a few dollars. It's not going to make a difference, right? And it's probably true. But a few dollars here and a few dollars there, when you do it consistently, it can really add up to a large amount. So just look at the last month worth of statements and look carefully for those small amounts that you've charged and see if you can go without that charge. And if you can, that's where the savings are. It doesn't have to take a big sacrifice for you to find extra cash. The second reason is because you want to make sure that you're not being charged something that you didn't even realize that you're being charged. That's happened to me a few times. I had one time where one of my credit cards was charging me a $50 annual membership fee. But I was shocked because I know my credit cards and I know that I do not have any credit cards with any yearly membership fees. So I called them up and I was very nice and I said, I think there's a mistake. She looked at it and she said, you know what? I'm going to change the type of card that you have to a different type of card. I didn't have to get a new credit card in the mail. I can continue to use the same card that I had. But in her system, she changed it so that I was not going to be assessed that fee. That was $50 of savings in my pocket in a matter of 10 minutes on that phone call. Another thing that happened to me recently, I was being charged $6 for Amazon Music, and we do have an Alexa in the kitchen. So the first time I saw it, it didn't even dawn on me until the second month when I realized, wait a minute, that Alexa is on my husband's credit card. We don't have Amazon Music on any of my devices. So I realized, I'm like, this is a mistake that Amazon has made. And so I had to go online. I couldn't even do it on my phone. I had to go online and cancel it. And again, $6, just like I said before, doesn't seem like a lot, but $6 a month at the end of the year is $72. That's $72 that I could have in savings and instead was going to a charge that I never even signed up for. So again, looking at your statements can not only save you from money habits that you don't realize that you have, but can also save you money on any errors that are being made without you realizing it. Tip number 2 is to call your service providers and see if you can reduce your bill. Now, I'm not talking about switching service or going to a different company. No, I'm talking about calling your providers that you currently use and be extra nice to them because you know that someone started yelling at them before your call. So be extra kind to them. But ask them if they can help you reduce your bill. A perfect example is your cable bill. With Netflix and Hulu and cable channels, there is more than likely a movie channel that you're paying for that you don't even watch, that your family doesn't even watch. Call them up and ask them what plan do they offer that's lower than the plan that you are on now. Cable providers offer discounts to new customers, and when they have a current customer call them, they are willing to give you the new customer price in order to keep your business. They can reduce your movie channels, they can reduce your plan altogether, they can offer you additional services and still lower your plan. I have an entire video on how I made just a few phone calls in a matter of hours, and I saved my family over $1,000 at the end of the year. And I was given free services as well. That was an additional savings. And I'm going to link that video at the end. Tip number 3 has to do with subscriptions. Do you have any magazine subscriptions that you don't read, or a gym membership that you don't use enough to pay for itself? How about a subscription for a free trial? For example, Netflix, Hulu, any other channel that you signed up for a free trial that you forgot about. Right here. My husband and I, a little over a month ago, we were told that the Britney Spears documentary was one that was going to be like a really good documentary. Everyone was saying you gotta watch it. Of course, it was only available on Hulu. I'm a 90s girl. Anything 90s, I'm all about it. So Britney Spears, I was like, yeah, I have to watch this. So I signed up for a free trial for Hulu. Luckily, I reminded myself on my phone because, you know, we all live with our phones. They're right next to us all the time. I set a reminder for when the 30-day free trial was going to end. And I literally canceled it within hours. And of course, they didn't make it easy because I was able to sign in for the free trial from my remote pointed at the TV. But how was I supposed to cancel it? Oh no. When you try to do it, it tells you no, you have to go and log online and then cancel it that way. And at that point I was like, you are trying to make me forget that I can cancel it before the 30 days is up. And I got so charged up about it. I was like, no, I'm going to go right now. I'm going to cancel it. And I literally canceled it within hours of when they were going to charge me on my credit card. So luckily, I caught it, thankfully, because I thought ahead to put that reminder on my phone. Love Britney Spears. But anyway, so any free trial that you've signed up for that then started charging you, that's something that not only would you catch when you're looking at your statements, but in case you're going to try a free trial, remember to put it on your phone so that you can cancel it and not be charged. But anything that you're not using that's a subscription, that's another great savings for you. So cancel it and tell that subscription, bye, bye, bye. Tip number 4 has to do with lowering your utilities. Did you know that electric and gas companies charge you less in the evening than they do during the daytime? That's right. By simply calling your electric company, for example, and your heat or gas company and asking them, at what time do you start charging a lower rate for the same service? They'll tell you. In our town, it's at 9 o'clock at night. So what I do is at night, the dishwasher is loaded up, right? This was the best trick that I could tell you. I run it before I go to bed. So it's usually around 10, 11 o'clock at night. We'll run the dishwasher, and then in the morning, we'll clear it out. By dinner time, it's loaded up again. For the next evening, before we go to bed, we run it. When we started running our dishwasher in the evening, instead of during the daytime, I noticed a $20 savings every month. Think about it. If your dishwasher is run like ours is, it's every single day, right? So every month it's run between 28 and 31 times a month. We saw savings of $20 a month on our utilities, which adds up to $240 at the end of the year just by simply running our dishwasher at night. It's one phone call and you can really make a difference with your utilities. Some people will tell you to run your dryer at night. I'm going to say no, and here's why. When you do a wash and then you run your dryer at night, in the morning, when you go to take the clothes out, they're wrinkled. So what are you going to do? You're going to put them back in, and you're going to either run another cycle, or you're going to run a wrinkle-free cycle, which again, you're using your dryer one more time during the daytime. So I don't think it's worth it. But I mean, test around, see if it's worth it for you. But for me, the dishwasher alone saved us $240 at the end of the year. And again, that's extra money that I was able to throw at savings. Tip number 5 is to plan ahead with extra cash. Now, I know you're like, extra cash. Okay. If you're paid weekly, you are paid 52 times a year. If you're paid bi-weekly, like your girl right here, you're paid 26 times a year. Notice I didn't say 24. So all of my bi-weekly viewers are like, I know what you're going to say. You get paid an extra 2 paychecks every year. And you know, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, especially when those pays are going to happen, because they're gold, right? I felt like they were gold. I'm like, that is my one chance to try to get ahead when I was paycheck to paycheck. And I was so excited about those pays. But it's not just those pays. Let's talk about other cash. For example, a raise, a holiday bonus, a stimulus payment, your Social Security deduction being maxed out, which for me, I've talked about it before, is between September 15th and the beginning of October. I know that from that pay to the end of the year, I'm getting that extra little bump in cash. So it is so important to plan ahead when you know you're going to get that extra money, and make sure that you are setting your mind up to take that cash and move it to savings. Because if you don't, then lifestyle creep, which I love that, it's so catchy. Lifestyle creep can creep into your money mindset and really affect you. Lifestyle creep is the thought of, you know what, I work so hard, I should take this extra cash and I should treat myself. I should buy something for myself. Or, you know what, the car payment that I have, it's a crummy car, I should upgrade my car. By thinking that way, you are setting yourself up to continue to live paycheck to paycheck and continue to be in this cycle of feeling so constricted with every pay, even though you're providing for your family, but not having that extra cushion of having cash available in savings in case an emergency happens, because we all know sooner or later an emergency will happen. And if you don't have money in savings, you're going to put it on a credit card, which will then get you deeper into debt. And if you're only making the minimum payments, you're never going to get out of that credit card debt because you're still in this cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. So by planning ahead and not letting lifestyle creep affect your money mindset, and that way when that extra cash comes in, you move that money to savings. Another way of finding cash is when a recurring payment stops. For example, if your kids have braces. My daughter doesn't have braces anymore. I was so relieved when that payment no longer was necessary. And I was like, okay, that money, I have to move it because I don't want to leave it in my checking account. I want to move it so that it benefits me. And so I started to put that money every month because it was still part of my budget. I moved it to savings. I didn't let our other budget categories get inflated. And that's how I got ahead finally and got out of the cycle living paycheck to paycheck. Don't let extra cash negatively affect your mindset. Plan ahead. It is so important. And that is probably the best tip I can give you. And my 6th and last tip has to do with where are you going to put the money that I've hopefully helped you be able to find in my first 5 tips. I really think, and I've mentioned this before, that it's so important that you know yourself when it comes to money. Are you going to be tempted if your savings account is electronically linked to your checking account? If so, go to a different bank altogether and open up a savings account with them. Something where you would have to, if you're going to take money out, get into your car and drive to the bank and use that ATM card, because hopefully that trip will reset your mind and make you realize, no, that money shouldn't be touched. That money is only in case of an emergency. Another thing are bank fees. Bank fees can really add up. And it might sound like, again, like my first tip, a few dollars here and a few dollars there, but they really can add up and they can really take a chunk of your savings. Make sure that it is a savings account that has no fees, because that way every cent you put in is yours and it won't be touched by the bank. That is also important. But once you have that account set up an automatic transfer, because by not having to think about it and knowing that a certain amount is going to that savings account whenever I got a raise, the stimulus payment, again, planning ahead, even the day before you know it's going to hit your checking account, just go online, set it for savings. Well, I hope you liked this video and found it helpful, but if you need additional help from me, please click on the link down below and schedule a free clarity call. I'd love to see where you are on your money journey and how I can help you succeed with your finances. I am so happy to be offering one-on-one coaching right now. So if you have any questions or want to reach out to me, please do so. I'd love to see how I can help. And I do hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please click the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and to click on that bell. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.